What's up, fellas? Koi Maru here, and welcome back to PARANORMASIGHT. And what happened last time? Our four protagonists met up between Harushi Gima, Tetsu Tsutsumi, his partner, and a private detective that she also knows. So, quite the big thing of a cast that all met up with each other. And I think if we start from them in their branch, that it should immediately pick up, and they'll all be together, I'm assuming. So I don't think this was here before. This time they're here, the other two. Nice. Hold on. My house back. Boss, what is it? You want to talk to those girls? I do, not really. Okay, so here we go. Now we finally got something. Yeah, I do. The divine intervention. We're brought here for a reason. Come on, Ariel. What? Alright, here we go. I was just playing through, sitting here wondering, okay, when is something gonna happen? Hey, aren't you? You must be that high schooler skirting the child labor laws who I've heard so much about. Say that again? Sorry about that, he's with me. Mr. Tsumi, if that's how you feel, maybe you should look into improving my working conditions. Yeah, okay, wait, let's make sure. I prefer not to work for free, to be honest. Don't you worry about that. If you help us out, you can have whatever you want. Boss's treat. Wait, really? Thank you so much. I've always wanted to go to a fancy sushi place. Oh yeah, like one of those places in Ginza. I've never been. Let's go. We got ourselves a deal. Alright, boss. The girls are at our service. Hold on now. What just happened? I never said it. Sushi? Looking forward to it, boss. Wait, since when were you included? You guys are funny. You should do stand-up. There we go. Finally. I'm kind of curious taking this right here. What's that rope all about? It indicates where Jonoichi's body was found. They moved his body, but this way we still have an idea of how it was found. Yikes, that's a little gross. You can see how his arms and legs are all... Cool it, Ariel, you're scaring her. This kind of stuff's a little much for a kid. Hey, I'm pretty sure she only asked because you were staring at it so intently. I thought that you were staring right at me for a second. Alright, that's enough. Meow, what do you think? I knew the second I looked at the scene. You're right. Traces of a curse still linger here. I figured as much. Does that mean Jonoichi was killed by one of the curses of the Seven Mysteries? Yes, a strong curse like that always leaves behind a trace. Mio, you're so calm. Are you used to this kind of thing? I wouldn't say I'm used to it. It just comes with experience, I guess. No, I've heard some stories about you. Didn't you investigate a gruesome scene where someone had been killed by a paranormal attack without even breaking a sweat? Stop it, Mr. Tsutsumi. She's gonna get the wrong idea. Oh, that's amazing, Mio. You're a professional. You think? Totally. You're cool even in the face of death. That's awesome. When you put it like that, I'm not sure how awesome it is. So a curse was used here, which means the curse bearer must have been on the scene too. I can examine this thing so much. Alright, there we go. Okay, we're done. Forensics still investigating the area. I didn't really want to bring these kids to a place like this, but there were too many onlookers outside for us to be comfortably. Besides, it would be good to have Mio look around the scene too. Alright, there we go. That's all that done. I'm looking for those also, like those weird sticker things, because I found like 2 when I paused my recording. It's usually easier to let Ariel do the talking when it comes to young people, but we only have a day. It'll be quicker if I take the reins this time. But he did manage to win them over with the promise of food. Let's see how this plays out. This is one heck of a coincidence, huh? And this random girl you know is already involved with the case. So, how much have you two been able to figure out? Well, I know what happened around midnight last night. Someone invoked the Feast of Shadows, which boosts the power of curses, and brought forth the 7 mysteries of Honjo. That allows even those who do not have the power to cast curses to gather subjects for the right resurrection. At least, that's my hypothesis. Sounds about right so far. As I'm sure you know, there are actually 9 mysteries, not 7. When the Feast of Shadows was cast, the curse stones appeared before those who wanted the right at the locals of the 7 mysteries. We've managed to gather 3 cursed stones so far, including the one I got first, the Evergreen Beach. You got 3 already? Wow. We have the curse stone of the fool's procession. Well, Yako, the girl standing behind me, does. That's me. Yako, the girl standing behind me. She does? Is she alright? We could take it off your hands. Well, the Feast of Shadows has no effect during the day, and there's still something I want to find out. Alright. I'll leave the fool's procession with you two then. Teamwork. Thank you. Please keep collecting the other cursed stones. I'll be looking for a way to stop the Feast of Shadows. Alright, got it. That should make things go more smoothly. What about the other curse bearers? Have you run into any of them? Well, last night at school. You were here last night? Yes, you see. You two were using a spirit board. That's so cool. So that's when you were into the curse echo. I'm glad you survived the encounter. Somehow, we managed to get away without accidentally setting it off. The curse echo we saw took the shape of a woman missing an arm and a leg. What? A woman missing an arm and a leg? That's, the one-sided read. The one-sided read? This is bad. What's so wrong about that one? You idiot. Think. The curse with the one-sided read is the killer, Nejima. Fumichika Nejima. He admitted himself. That's his curse. Oh, that's right. But wait, if that's the case, Nejima might have been here last night. What? I mean, it's possible he was lying to us, but... What? So you gotta say one more time. Who's Nejima? No clue. How do you guys not know this? I guess the murder did happen a long time ago. So, Nejima's trying to take advantage of the Feast of the Shadows for his own nefarious purposes. He said he's gonna massacre the city at sundown today? And he's trying to get to your daughter too? That's why we've been trying to find him, but to no avail. Honestly, this information has been the most useful we've gotten so far. So just to be sure, could you tell me who else was at the school last night? Well, as far as we know, there was us, Mr. Jonoichi, and one of our classmates who told me. Don't forget old man Ashimiya. Wait, tell me? Do you mean to tell me Okuda, second-year student? Well, yes. Why? Boss, so she was here last night. I saw her to me earlier, though, and she didn't seem like a curse bearer to me. You did? Did you talk to her? Yes. Would you mind if we asked you a few questions about that? He told me that she didn't want to talk to the police because she was afraid she'd become a suspect. So I can't tell you anything unless you swear you won't drag her into this. Oh, I see. Don't worry. This is about a different matter. Different matter? You mean about that police officer, Mr. Yoshimi? You know about that? Did it tell me say something about him? Yeah, she did actually. What'd she say? If we're talking about people who were at the school last night, there was one more person, but I'm not too clear on the details. There was someone else. Apparently it told me I actually saw Mr. Jonoichi getting cursed and killed last night. What? Talking about some vital information. What she said happened was... I love this little silly sequence because it's just a constant debriefing of information on both sides. Michio is the one who killed Mr. Jonoichi. Are you sure? Are you sure it was really Michio that she saw? Well, that's what she told me. I wasn't there. That must mean there was another curse bearer here last night. Jonoichi was killed by a curse, so someone had to have been there, whether it was Michio or not. Dang, boss. Do you think it really could have been Michio's ghost? I mean, based on what we've heard, she does have plenty of reasons to be vengeful. Calm down. Just because the paranormal exists doesn't mean just anything is possible. It's still possible that Nejima was behind Jonoichi's death. The daddy snapped both of his arms and killed him. But what about he told me story? About this janitor. Ashimiya, was it? How old is he? You know how long he's worked here? Why are you so interested in him all of a sudden? I only just transferred to school though, so I have no idea. He's around 50 years old. He came to our school about half a year ago. No one knows what he did before, so there are all kinds of rumors about him. I see. Thanks. Starting to get a better picture of all of this. Huh? Listen up. It's not uncommon for former prisoners to find work under an alias after their release. The notoriety attached to their former name can get in the way of proper rehabilitation, you see. No way. Ariel, I have the officers apprehended the janitor. He worked the night shift, so he might still be in the overnight room. Yes, right away. I doubt we're gonna catch him that easily. Boss, bad news. Apparently the room's been empty all morning. Sounds like they've been looking to question Ashimiya too, but couldn't find him anywhere. No. That all but confirms it. Just one more thing to check. Are there any photos of this Ashimiya? The old man seriously hated getting his picture taken. He'd always avoided. Ariel, call an urgent search for Makoto Ashimiya. We can't let him get away. Yes, sir. I'll contact HQ right away. Alright, just a little something happened. No, I didn't expect this at all. Yeah, how could that old man have been some horrible criminal mastermind? I can't believe it. And a curse bearer on top of that. I think he was so close to us this whole time. It gives me chills. A guy like that really shouldn't have been allowed to work at a high school. It is pretty strange when you think about it that the guy that was known for kidnapping, torturing, and killing a high school girl, only like a couple years later, or it was a good amount of years later, they're like, we gotta, we don't want him to lose his life over this. Send him to another high school. Not the best plan from the police. Let's hope it isn't already too late. Oh, I may have shown Ashimiya my cursed stone last night. What? I don't like this one bit. Nejima did say he wasn't specifically targeting curse bearers, but I'm glad nothing happened to you. Wait, but then could it have been old man Ashimiya who attacked you in the hallway? I almost told him that you were still in the building too. What, you did? Thanks. Good thing I didn't say anything. You might have gotten very lucky there, kid. Some more. This is too much. I hope they find him soon. Come on, long armor of the law, help us. To put a stop to the Feast of Shadows, it would help if I knew more about how the curses of these 7 mysteries first came about. In that case, you're probably best off talking to that crabby researcher guy. You mean Mr. Arashi? I would very much like to talk to him. Oh, right. He's a teacher here too, isn't he? You would know him already. He might be more inclined to talk of it to one of his students doing the asking. Do you know where he is? I do. We tried to talk to him, but he refused to cooperate. But you two should give it a try. He's at his usual cafe working on his papers. The cafe? Oh, Kurokikyo Cafe in Kamazawa? Thanks, we'll head over there now. School rules say we're not allowed to go to cafes, though. Don't worry about it. I'll allow it. On the law. Thank you. That's all it takes? No, that's illegal. There must have been a mastermind behind everything. Someone who orchestrated all this for a reason. I want to find out why. He told me he did say that Mr. Yoshimi entrusted her with something. He did? What was it? Yoshimi gave her a talisman? Yes. Apparently he also asked her to look for another one just like it. One that Michio had. What kind of talismans could they be? Boss? Doesn't ring a bell. But if Yoshimi was talking about him with his dying breath, it must have been pretty important. Did they find a talisman on Michio where her body was found? No check. But if they did, Yoshimi would have had plenty of time to retrieve it before he died. Right. Would you consider giving us Atomi's contact information? I'd like to talk to her about this talisman. I'm not sure. She never opened up to anyone except Mr. Yoshimi. I'm no good, huh? I was friends with Yoshimi, though. You don't seem like too bad of a guy. Not all that scary for a cop. But I doubt that'll be enough for her. She really doesn't want to end up becoming a suspect. To be honest, she was even a bit wary of us. Well then. Do you think she talked to Yoshimi's fiancé? Haven't they met before? Oh, they have. She told us about that. Yes, she might be willing to talk to her. Alright, then we better find her fast. You haven't been able to reach her? That's a little worrying. That's a best bet though. At least for now. Mayu Chozama will let you know as soon as we manage to contact her. Okay, I'd be willing to give Hitomi's contact information to her. Oh, right. One more thing. Hitomi told me that Mr. Yoshimi gave her instructions in the event that something happened to him. He told her to give the talisman to Mr. Nakagoshi from the police headquarters. What? So it was a Nakagoshi case. Why would Yoshimi tell her that? Could you check on that? I will. But, well, I don't know if they'll pick up when I call. Is he with the Paranormal Affairs Bureau? Well, yes, but Nakagoshi's the chief. But he's almost never in, so I don't really know the guy. To be honest, I'm not even sure if he exists or if he's just a figurehead. I've never spoken to him myself. All paranormal affair cases are referred to as Nakagoshi cases. Jeez, what's up with that? That amulet he told me he was looking for may be the missing puzzle piece of this mystery. Alright, and we're all good here. So we got a plan now. Oh, I can actually talk to Yako as well. What was that thing you mentioned about Michio earlier? Something about a grudge? Did you know anything about her? What's your relation? I'm her friend. I was actually planning to resurrect her at first. Let's see. We gained quite a lot of information from you two. It's only fair we share as well. Tell her, Ariel. Alright. Keep in mind that this is just a theory, though. Okay. After re-examining the crime scene, Yoshimi concluded that Michio's death wasn't a suicide, but a vehicular collision. My god. Wait, what? An accident? Being hit by a speeding truck or van would have resulted in similar injuries. The investigation was ordered by Yoshimi, so it seems he had his doubts about it being a suicide. What? A van? Speeding? Yako, what's wrong? Are you okay? Are you having a flashback? Alright. A van. There's a young man in the driver's seat. In the passenger seat, a woman? Yako! I didn't even press A on that one. Yes? Wait, was I? Are you back now? How do you feel? You're covered in sweat. Yeah, I'm okay, I think. Sorry, I went a little crazy there. It's no problem, as long as you're okay. That was quite the surprise, though. We'll just brush that. So this is Yako Sakazaki. She's with Mio. Could she be a friend? Did Mio finally make a friend? If she did, it would do this old man's heart some good. But I better not say that out loud. Don't want to make her look bad. Also, Mio Kurosuzu. She's like a disciple of the Paranormal Affairs chief. I heard that she helps out with investigators free of charge under the guise of training. Although she's my old boss protege, she helped me out plenty while I was in the Paranormal Affairs. She may look meek, but she's got strong spirit sense, sharp instincts, and courage. Plus quite the brain to back it all up. That said, I can't help but think there's some kind of darkness following her around. Yoshimi talked to you about Michio, didn't he? Well, he didn't give me any specifics, if you're wondering about that. So I don't know what he was truly on Michio's mind either. Right. Do you have any idea why Jonoichi was so scared of Michio? Well, about that. I'm not sure exactly how to put this, but let me get that information. I see. Well, I have expected it was something like that. Thank you for telling me. Sorry, it's hard to explain. I wonder what he got his hands on to be able to blackmail her like that. Michio, what happened? So I think we're all good here, right? You certainly were worse in the paranormal. Well, worse in the paranormal. I just can't get over the darkness. It says Yaku could still talk about something. He's not checkmarked at least, but I think we're good here, right? Jonoichi was definitely killed. The cause of death. The curse of origin and the cause of death are connected. It could give us another lead. Hey, boss, forensics is calling. I'll go see what they have to say. Sure, thanks. Boss, they found this on the ground a short distance away from the scene. What is that? A ribbon? Yeah, the kind used to tie up your hair. What? I've seen that ribbon before. You have? Go on then. That's the one that Michio always used to wear. What? Doesn't that mean Michio was here? Are you sure? Definitely. I have the same one at home. We bought them together. That has to be hers. Then, did she come back to life somehow? But how? We're getting a lot of information this time around. Looks like we're really getting in the thick of it. If I was Michio and I came back to life, where would I go? That's the question. She got revenge on Jonoichi, but she may have more revenge to dish out. Her stepfather beat her mother, so that might be something to lead on. Is there anyone else she'd have a grudge against? Well, what about the guy who killed her in the collision? That actually would be more of a grudge. If she really did come back to life, it is terribly sad that she's spending her new chance at life like this. Being obsessed with revenge is such a tragic way to live. We got information. I'm afraid that's all we can tell you. Don't worry. You were a big help. Thank you. We just started our search for Nejima and Mayu Chozawa. Might be worth to check Michio's house as well, just in case. Let's use the school as our base of operations. If anything happens, go to one of the officers hanging around here. Got it. Thank you and good luck. We'll go talk to Mr. Arashi about a way to lift this curse. Alright, boss. Let's get going whenever you're ready. Sweet. Okay, we're all good here. Let's head out. And that guess we get these 2 branches. So we get to choose. We can follow the detectives, or we can follow them going here. Let's do a bit of a jump. Why not? Let's jump to them, because I feel like this is gonna be really interesting. Because this links up like all of these guys here. This is gonna go back to this guy. See if we can find a way to lift the curse, as they say. 12 p.m. Oh, I can already see one of these things I gotta grab. You know, normally you'd be breaking school rules by stepping foot in the cafe. I'll be in hot water if you lied about having permission from the police. Remember that. Is that really that big of a deal in like Japan culture? You know, it'll be okay. So, what did you want to ask me? Why do you look like an adult Steven Universe? If life went bad. A cafe. Never been to one before. How exciting. It's pretty smelly inside because of the cigarette smoke, but... Okay, whoever's smoking in a cafe, I want them kicked out. Why would you do that? You're smoking in a place that's meant to smell good. Yako, if you would. Right. We wanted to ask you about this. Oh my, a curse stone. An Okami mask. That must mean the Fool's Procession. You 2 were at school last night? Dang, there of all places. Yako, you're one of them. You're a curse bearer. Please calm down, Mr. Arashi. Your reaction's too intense. It's kind of scaring me. Sorry about that. I'm afraid I got ahead of myself. What is it you wanted to know about your curse stone? What would be the best way to approach this? Flatter him, intimidate him. This guy's a real narcissist. We read that about him. He's like a real... He specifically became a teacher so he could gloat about knowing so much about this stuff. Like, it's the one thing that gets him. Just a brilliant teacher like you must have known an awful lot about these curse stones. Well, it's true that I'm likely the person most well-versed in this matter. You're the only one we can count on, Mr. Arashi. Won't you help us, please? Oh, am I now? In that case, there's no harm hearing what you have to ask. Thank you. Let's see. Why is everything with the Rite of Resurrection and 7 mysterious curse stones happening now? Oh, taking an interest now that you've received one of the curses, have you? You sound like a researcher, starting your questioning with your subject's origin. Mr. Arashi, you're not the one who triggered the curse, are you? No, I'm afraid I had nothing to do with that. Rather, I wasn't even attempting to do so in the first place. Completing the rite itself has nothing to do with my research. Then, do you know of the ancient Omyodo ritual known as the Feast of Shadows? What is that? Something from the occult? Mr. Kurosuzu, you look like the type to be interested in those things, but it's outside my field of expertise. In that case, why do you think the rite and curses have appeared now? I believe it's the international work of someone. It's certainly not something that would happen by accident. Why is it you want to know? Well, you may not tell us anything else if we say that we're trying to stop the curse. We need to make something up. Right. Make something up. I might use this for a thumbnail. You see, we just have such intellectual curiosity, and I think it would really help our research. Your research. I see. Now that you mention it. Seems like he's reluctant to answer. Then how about... Act disappointed. This is good. This is actually... I don't know, because he's such a narcissist, right? Like, he would love to hear about more research stuff. Then... What does that record of fates that you've been researching say about the resurrection? Oh, I see. That's what you want to know. Allow me to first elucidate you regarding the author of the Record of Fates. A special privilege I might add, since I have yet to publish this in a paper. Yeah, okay. Perfect. The Record of Fates was written 200 years ago in the latter half of the Edo period. It was written by a skilled but little-known onmyoji called Simon Tsuchimakoto. This is important stuff. If nothing else, remember this. Okay, real quick, wait. Written 200 years ago in the latter half of the Edo period by Simon Tsuchimakoto. I've never heard of him. I'm sure you haven't. He was born into a famed onmyojo family, but split away to practice forbidden arts in secret. He used whatever name was most convenient for the situation, so his real name barely exists in records. Or so it was written in the Record of Fates. As brilliant as Simon was, he was also an eccentric. He delved into researching the Rite of Resurrection, a legendary forbidden ritual that had never been completed. However, by involving himself in this forbidden ritual, he was expelled from his family and eventually found himself in Honjo in Edo. The Record of Fates are the writings Simon recorded on the road to Edo. I see. So he wrote how to perform the rite itself. The Rite of Resurrection makes use of Abino Simon's specialty, the Taizen Fukin ritual, a means of communicating with the afterlife. It uses soul drags to replicate the soul of a dead spirit that has been called. Oh wow, I never knew something like that existed. Thus the only ones who can use it are those with the ability to turn human souls into soul dregs in the first place, so the Rite of Resurrection calls for that ritual to be performed in advance. Then, when soul dregs are gathered and infused with the wish of whoever is performing the ritual, it can be completed. The contents written in the Record of Fates in there. There's no more? What about the 7 mysteries or the curse stones? There's nothing written about them in the Record of Fates. The curse stones are separate from the Rite of Resurrection. Their curse is one used to enable one who is unable to perform such rituals to be able to use the rite. That's pretty interesting when you think about it. Like, the curses aren't actually intertwined with it then, but just, like you said, if you can't do the rite. That's similar to what Mio said, actually. Interesting. And this just talks about what he just talked about. How are the 7 mysteries related to the rite? Excuse me, Mr. Arashi? What is it, Mrs. Kurosuzu? He published a theory before the incident took place. It is said that the Rite of Resurrection and origin of the 7 mysteries of Honjo are related somehow. What proof did you have of that? You really know your stuff. But about that, that was a somewhat sensationalized piece written for occult magazines. Oh, really? It was just nonsense then? Don't offend him. Not exactly. Rather, it's not a complete fabrication. There is a basis for it. And that is, well, I suppose there's no harm telling a couple of students so passionate about this topic. Thank you. This is something I discovered from referencing numerous texts unrelated to the Record of Fates. It was just after Simon arrived in Honjo. There are records of a conflict over a ritual used to resurrect the dead in Honjo. A conflict over resurrecting the dead. I don't know the details. A man enticed the public with claims of a spell that could resurrect the dead, causing a conflict that ended tragically with 9 dead. It is the only remaining reference. 9 people fighting over a resurrection ritual. 9 people, 9 cursed stones. It's all linking up in a way. I call this tragedy the Honjo incident, and it has long been a subject of my research. I suspect that this Honjo incident might be the very origin of the 7 mysteries of Honjo. So, what you're saying is, the resurrection ritual at the root of the Honjo incident is Simon's Rite of Resurrection? Yes, that is how the Record of Fate ties everything together. To put it in chronological order, first Simon brought the Rite of Resurrection to Edo. We can assume that by this point Simon was likely using a different name. Then, in Honjo, 9 people fought to the death over this rite, the Honjo incident. After that, the incident was covered up by an interested party, preventing it from being recorded in the history fully. Eventually, it was passed down in incomplete pieces, becoming known as the 7 Mysteries of Honjo. That's more or less the course of events. That is actually really valuable information. So that's how they're connected. Then if I'm getting this right, the 7 mysteries are basically required to gather the soul dregs necessary for the rite. Or the 7 mysteries related to the rite. And there's more. But then, with this most recent occurrence of the curse, I've become even more confident in my theory. You are? Yes, the reason for it being the resentful memories of the 7 mysteries etched into those who received the curse stones. Resentful memories? Yako, if you really are a curse bearer, then when you obtained your curse stone, you would have had a resentful memory imprinted in your mind. I did. Exactly. Those memories are what happened in the final moments of the 9 who died in the Honjo incident. Broadly speaking, they involved dying while bearing some kind of deep resentment. The 9 victims became the 9 curse echoes, which over time can be spoken of as the 7 mysteries, thus gathering the resentful memories granted by the present curses and connecting them together. It will reveal once and for all what happened during the Honjo incident. Huh. That's why you must tell me about the resentful memory of your fool's procession, Yako. Yeah, should I? Yeah, I think it's okay. We need all the information we can get. Okay, Mr. Arashi. I'll tell you about the memory of the fool's procession. Excellent. So basically, it's about a woman who died falling from a Yagura tower at a festival. Interesting. It's not that one then. Not that one. What do you mean? Among the 9 victims of the Honjo incident, that is to say, the 9 curse echoes, one of them is Simon himself, or so I suspect. Simon was one of the victims at the Honjo incident too? Meaning an Onmyoji as powerful as him also became a curse echo? Right. It would make sense that the curse stone tied to a curse echo like that would be special. We have to remember, with Nejima, he said that he also had a curse stone powerful enough to wipe out an entire town. And I'm assuming that he might, but really quickly, hold on. Where's the one-sided reed? There's the one-sided reed. Infamous robot by the name of Tomaso who fell for a woman named Okima. It's possible this is just another name he went under. Maybe. The power of a curse stone is different based on the curse echo. Meow. Been made with Simon's curse echo, we could. Yes, we may be able to settle this whole situation. Hey, what are you two whispering about? Nothing, sorry. Mr. Arashi, how many of the resentful memories have you gathered so far? I have learned a number of them. The Evergreen Beach, the Foot Washing Mansion, the Ever-Burning Lantern, and now the Fool's Procession makes 4. Of course, the most important are the Foot Washing Mansion and the Evergreen Beach. What are they about? First, the Foot Washing Mansion. An Onmyoji appears distinctly in this one. Really? But not Simon, I'm afraid. A female Onmyoji who sought the right of resurrection due to her obsession with her personal appearance. Her legs, which she had always had taken pride in, were stricken with corruption after she was defeated by Simon. The curse echo is notably for being particularly easy to fulfill the requirements necessary to use the curse. The detective did well to escape this one. So a female Onmyoji and rival of Simon was involved in the Honjo incident? That certainly is interesting. Next, the Evergreen Beach. This curse echo is from a craftsman of Netsuki, carvings named Jinkichi, who was hanged for spreading baseless rumors. He apparently spoke of something that granted the ability to bring back the dead. The right of resurrection. Precisely. This man, Jinkichi, must have been in contact with Simon. If I could just collect all of the memories, everything will be revealed, and the truth of the 7 mysteries will be mine. That is the knowledge I desire. Meaning you need to gather as much information as you can from curse bearers. Precisely. I have an agreement to exchange information with those detectives, but they might not even find the other curse bearers, so I must take measures of my own. It was the trigger for the curse to occur. Another thing. Yes. You never really finished about what the trigger for all this was. Well, I don't know. Really? You're not hiding something from us, are you? It has something to do with how you obtained the Record of Fates, right? How did you really get a hold of the Record of Fates? To tell you the truth, we're in a race against time. It could be a disaster if we don't hurry. What are you talking about? Someone left a warning that at sundown today, they used the curse to kill a lot of people. The one who left that message is the culprit behind the Nejima murders from 20 years ago. What? Something so terrible will happen. I won't allow potentially hundreds of people to become victims of a curse. I'll do anything in my power to stop it. Mr. Arashi, please, tell us everything you know. I'm sorry. but I truly don't know anything. The truth is, I was given the record of fates by a woman. A woman? Well, her voice sounded like a woman's, but I didn't actually see what she looked like. 1 month ago, while I was investigating at night, I suddenly heard a formless voice. A woman's voice? It said, I entrust you with this ancient manuscript and the rite of resurrection held within its pages. Spread rumors of this ritual as far and wide as you can in the coming month. And before I knew it, an old document had fallen down at my feet. 1 month. Do you specify the time period? I was told if I did that, I could study the manuscript as much as I pleased. I wanted so badly to verify its authenticity that I ended up accepting. I haven't heard anything from the voice since then. It must have had you spread rumors in order to strengthen the power of the curse. It ties together the curse and the desire to seek out the right. This makes it likely that the owner of the voice is the mastermind behind all of this. Hence I went public with the record of fates. Hihaku and occult magazines immediately jumping at the news was a financial boon for me. Hihaku? As in Hihaku soaps? Right. No, that's not important. Just some personal business. After that, I waited, trying to predict what would occur in a month's time. That's when the curses began. Those are all the details I have. Is there anything else you know? Very well. I told you this much, I may as well give you one more thing. Thank you. What might that be? About Simon's record of fates. There is a sort of continuation to it. Another document called the Record of Fates Yin Scroll. A continuation? Actually, a section written in Simon's own hand was appended to the manuscript, according to which after the Honjo incident, Simon laments such a calamity taking place. My stomach growling. He apparently wrote the addendum for the event that the tragedy became its own curse. It seems he had an idea that the victims of the Honjo incident would turn to curse echoes and be used to gather soul drinks. It supposedly details how to handle any trouble that occurs as a result of the rites of resurrection. Really? Hold on a second. Don't you find that strange? What's the matter, Mrs. Sakazaki? You think my information accurate? If Simon died in the Honjo incident, they couldn't have written down addendum. Why can I say that word? You really don't get it, do you? Am I wrong? Have you forgotten the ability Simon possessed? Of course not. He could use the rite of resurrection. No. You telling me Simon used it on himself? The rite of resurrection be carried out in advance, so that it activates when the soul dregs are gathered together. Then is it not possible that Simon himself was resurrected by the rite after it all took place? But he'd slept to collect his soul dregs and to use the rite. Yes, and that's why they died. The 8 others besides Simon. What? They died in the Honjo incident for their soul dregs. It sounds like it's the same as what's happening now. And that's why I need the resentful memories to learn the truth. I get it now. The issue at hand is that the Yin Scroll and the Record of Fates were supposed to have been passed down as a set. When I received the Record of Fates, the Yin Scroll was gone. Only this information was left. Supposedly Simon's blood descendants guarded it as they passed it down across generations. It seems that over their long history, the 2 documents became separated, and the scroll's location lost as the family line branched. Simon had descendants, so there's someone out there related to him by blood even now. Yes. In fact, I've tried to trace the line as far as I could. He wasn't a well-known Onryoji to begin with, so a detailed family tree does not exist. It seems likely that the use of the manuscripts has been long forgotten, only being passed down on tradition. And since they aren't even aware of what they have, tracking it down is quite tricky indeed. I wish I could ask whoever that voice belonged to about the Yin Scroll. I'm sure you do. So basically, in the Record of Fates Yin Scroll, Simon himself wrote about ways to handle the curse and the rite, yes? Yes, that's right. I've been searching for it all this time, but I haven't found a single lead. So if you 2 find out anything about other resentful memories or the Yin Scroll, tell me immediately. You owe me that much for telling you all this, do you not? That's the real extent of everything I know. You've been actually quite helpful, far more than I expected you to. So I appreciate you. Yes, I understand. Thank you for your help. If you bring me some information, I'll take it into consideration for your school grades as well. Actually, I was going to say I have no point ever coming back to you again, but it's kind of worth it if he's going to make your grades better. That's kind of worth it. Street. my favorite place to go, street. You can go to store here as well, I've heard, and also, we've learned a lot. So, to sum it up, there was a tragic incident with people cursing each other for the right of resurrection in Edo period as well. In the Record of Fates, Yin Scroll may have info we want. This details how to stop the rite. I think that's about it. Alright, if we could just find the Yin Scroll, we might be able to learn how to settle the situation. But even Mr. Arashi didn't have any leads on where it is. How do we start looking for it? Someone involved in this now must have some connection to it, I think. I have a feeling the mastermind who awakened the curses is involved too. Right. We got a plan. So, Mio, what are we gonna do next? Good question. It may be best to give the information we just learned to Inspector Tsutsumi. We got a pretty big clue from hearing about the Record of Fate's Yin Scroll. Mr. Tsutsumi might know more about it. Should we go back to school then? Yeah, as our point of contact after all. Whoever's behind that voice that gave Mr. Arashi the Record of Fates, that must be the mastermind, don't you think? Yeah, and he said it sounded like it belonged to a woman. Whoever it is, I bet they're scary. You don't sound like the Yako I know. Then let's catch him and make him spill the beans. I thought you'd say something like that. Really? I guess I'm just not really feeling that confident right now. I understand. I don't know if it's related to that woman behind the voice. I'm also interested in the female Amnyoji who was a rival of Simon. I think it's Simon, not Simon. I was saying like Simon. Well, no, it's gotta be Simon, right? Maybe. It's S-E-I-M-A-N. Oh, that reminds me, Mio. You know what's nearby here, don't you? Store. Oh, you mean where Michio? Yeah, where it happened. I was going there every day to leave flowers. You know they always get cleared away anyways. I'm sure it must have been hard to have to be reminded of Michio's death all the time. That reminds me, Yako? Yeah? When you asked me to do the spirit board 2 days ago, did you come here that day too? Yeah, I left some flowers before going to school. Why? Did anything seem different that day? What's this all of a sudden? No, now that you mention it, that day, I suddenly felt lightheaded and ended up passing out for a little bit. But I came to right away and felt fine, so I didn't think anything of it. I see. That's all I was wondering about. Thanks. Excuse me, you girls over there. Oh god, this guy again. Well, sorry, I didn't mean to eavesdrop, but something you said caught my attention. And who might you be? I'm Yutaro Namagaki. I should probably tell you. Until yesterday, I was a curse bearer. That should clear things up. Curse bearer? Oh, you don't need to be scared. I've already given up the curse stone of the foot washing mansion. And plus, I'm pretty sure your volume's on 0, so I couldn't get you anyway. The foot washing mansion? So you're the one Inspector Tsutsumi was talking about. You already know Inspector Tsutsumi. That makes it simple. There's nothing to worry about. Hey! You're in the driver's seat. Yako? Yes. Wait, what? Just now, was I doing something? Sorry, Mr. Namagaki. What might be the matter? Alright, I actually wanted to discuss something with you two. Would you come with me if you have a little time? Discuss something with us? You were talking about Michio's Shirahashi, right? It's related to that. I'm sure you would learn a few things yourselves. If not now, later is fine. I'll be waiting around Ryogoku Bridge. Something rubs me the wrong way about this, but he mentioned Michio. What do we do? Let's talk to him. Because I don't think he can do anything to them. He doesn't have the stone. We know he doesn't have the stone. He's probably just trying to propose a partnership to us about can we work together and use the curse stone to kill more people? Because that's what he's been trying to do. But he doesn't have a stone right now. Well, I suppose we may as well hear what it is you have to say. Glad to hear it. Shall we relocate elsewhere? I still don't trust this guy, obviously, but I don't think he can harm them at all. Ryogoku Bridge. So, what did you want to discuss with us? Let's see. How do I put this? I'll tell you straight. I want you two to use your curse stones to bring Michio Shirahashi back from the dead. What? It's why I was pursuing the right of resurrection in the first place. Unfortunately, I had to give up my curse stone before I could succeed. But you two are curse bearers with some kind of connection to her. Which means it's the perfect opportunity for me to ask you this. Well, I'm sorry. This is all so sudden. I still don't understand why you would want this. What exactly is your relationship with Michio? Well, we met briefly once. I was so sad to hear the news of her death the other day. Right. Well, it would be great if we could bring Michio back. We've already decided not to use the right of resurrection. Is that so? It seems, however, that we share a goal. I wouldn't mind collecting the soul dregs for you, if you give me your curse stone, you know. We'll have to decline that as well. Our goal is to stop this curse. I see. Well, that's too bad. I suppose I'll have to give up on the curse stones. Thank you for understanding. Yako just left. I thought he was a little suspicious, but he left without making a fuss. Why does he want to bring Michio back? Yako? Did she go off somewhere while we were talking? She got lost. You know, I don't know where she go. Unless she was trying to meet up with him again. I finally caught up to you. I don't know if you noticed me following you or not, but leading me to a secluded place. You got guts. I'm sorry, but I'll be taking your curse stone. Either you hand it over or I'll have to take it by force. Why are you anime posing? Why are you? No. She's here again. I don't understand. Wait, it was just an accident. I swear, I didn't mean to. That's why I was trying to bring you back. Oh god, I can't read anime lips. You're already too late. What? After this, Fumichi Nejima wants to use the powers of his curse to commit mass murder, shocking the public with the unprecedented tragedy. I guess it's our first bad in. From that day on, Yako Sakazaki was never heard from again. Interesting. Ending 1. Michio's Grudge. And that's a little thing we can have there. So I kind of expected, not something like on such a level like that. I was certainly not expecting an ending, but I knew Michio had Yako possessed or something. We were kind of seeing that with our counterfeiting memories or saying stuff that was like Michio would be saying that. She was possessing Yako or just following Yako around, ready to take over to get revenge. And that's just the ending. She gets revenge, so nobody's there to help out and solve the thing for daylight. Crazy. All right. So I don't know if this is gonna be doing something different, but there is. We can just go to school. Sorry, but there's something we gotta take care of. We'll have to pass. Is that so? Well, that's too bad. I'm in no rush, so I'll be waiting at Ryugoku Bridge if you change your minds. And that still breaks up, but it does just have that little... Okay. So then we're still forced to push into the next story. Where Haru and Richter visit Michio's home. Having determined her to be a key player in the unresolved kidnapping case from a year before, this complicated story begins to unravel when they encounter two men. Oh, this is nice music. You like jazz? Neither Shirahashi household. Ma'am, allow me to introduce you to one of our country's most elite detectives. Name's Jenny Ariel. I would call myself elite, but either way, it's nice to meet you. This here is the brilliant Chief Inspector Tsutsumi. And yes, he's just as rough and tumble as he looks. Sometimes I really don't know if you're complimenting me or putting me down. So, you two are detectives. This is my client, Mrs. Haru Shigima. Her father's a big deal in the police himself, so you're to mind your manners. A big wig named Shigima. Boss, you know this guy? Oh, this guy? Crap, I've heard the name. But you know I don't keep track of who's in the upper echelons. There's no need to worry. I'm my own person after all, and my father has nothing to do with any of this. Did you hear that? Boss, looks like you're getting off easy again this time. Don't make it sound like I'm involved in some shady business. It ain't like that. You both seem rather jovial despite being detectives. How rare. All the police officers I've met have always been so dull. Well, you won't find any dull cops here. We'll round up all your criminals with a smile. That's our motto. How lovely. Keep it up. Just hold on 1 second. This is the first time hearing of that. Well, you're right about them not being your typical detectives. Oh, I see we're playing in our perspective. We're real quick. Don't may cause trouble standing in the middle of the street talking like this. So far, we haven't drawn attention. Then again, that might just because nobody wants to get involved with the case. I mean, it's just 3 people having a conversation in the street. It's pretty normal. Oh, one of these again. Dang, there was one here. Lucky. That's number 12, the Royal King Penguin. Oh, that's how. That kind of looks cool. They were acquainted, but also looks like they haven't talked in a long time. A young and energetic detective. Seems to have a strong sense of justice. If my son had the chance to grow older, perhaps he would become an officer just like him. He seems like he's got a lot of experience working the streets. Most of the officers I know are the bureaucratic, desk jockey types. The contrast is rather striking. I guess knowing how to deal with... Oh, wait, sorry. I guess knowing how to deal with cops. But is also part of an investigator's job. Not quite. The 2 of us used to be comrades, is all. Comrades? That's right. Richter used to be part of the police force himself. He quit a few years ago to go solo. Is that so? You should give it a try, Ario. There's more freedom working as a private investigator. Can't say much for the quality of life, though. It's been 2 years, right? I hadn't heard of you since you quit. I didn't think your business would last, but here you are. You sure you don't want to return to the force? We take you back with open arms. What? Sit on my arse and watch the birds fly? I'll take a pass. I don't belong in that world. Come on, Richter. We need your talent. The public needs you. Nah, you don't. This is my calling. The police will manage just fine without me. I'll keep on typing up all your loose ends, tying up all your loose ends, saving little birdies you abandon. Some beef there. Can't believe you're actually part of the police force once. There's a story behind everything, ma'am. I don't regret my time on the force. I wouldn't have had the connections I have today without it. What brings you here, Richter? You on a case? That's right. I'm picking up the police's slack. I trust you remember the kidnapping and murder case from last year. Oh, I remember. Now, you're that Haru Shigima from the kidnapping case. Did I miss something? Don't be an idiot. It was the case where Munsada Shigima's grandson was kidnapped. It must have been your son, ma'am. Indeed, the story was suppressed by the news, and it was considered a huge failure on the police department's part. Most of the investigation was conducted in secret, and unfortunately the department is unwilling to reopen the case. Any investigation carried out afterwards turned up nothing at all, which is why I'm now on the job. So they never caught the culprit, huh? That's rough. So your findings have brought you to this place then. That's right. An individual connected to the case used to live around here. Used to? That's right. As of last week, they're deceased. We'd hope songs to the family. No one was home when I checked last time, so we figured we'd try again. Interesting. It sure doesn't look good on the police to be mishandling cases like these. If there really was a culprit, it should be our responsibility to bring them to justice. Well, I do consider the police my people, so you consider the blame to be shared. You got a stern side as well, I see. It sure doesn't look good on the police to be mishandling cases like these. And to me, by the way, ma'am, this might be sudden, but there's something I'd like to confirm with you. And that is, do you happen to know anything about the 7 mysteries of Honjo? Sorry, Chief, but that's hardly. With all due respect, investigator, I think my question was addressed to the lady. If you insist. What do you say, ma'am? Can you tell us anything? I don't know much. I've heard of the 7 mysteries, but this talk of curses eludes me. Is that so? Well, I'm sorry for the intrusion. Come to think of it, heard some things about this area last night. Something about a strange, conspicuous man dressed in white loitering around. Wait a second. That looks like a strange, conspicuous man loitering in white. I assume they were talking about you, investigator. Well, I won't argue that I'm strange, conspicuously dressed in white. And as it turns out, I was out here last night to conduct my investigation. Did you run into anything strange or out of the ordinary? Out of the ordinary? I guess I did observe a few suspicious characters. You were asking about curses just now. Why would a public servant be interested in the occult? Boss, Richter's a smart man. He can help us if we tell him what we know. I can't promise I'll be of any help to you, but I'm interested in hearing what you gotta say. Something's happened in Honjo, isn't it? It must be something big if they've got you head office guys on it. Well, I guess it's all right. Desperate times call for desperate measures. Thank you, boss. Listen closely to what we're about to say, Richter. About using curses to commit murders. These people collect stone tricks to perform the rite of resurrection. And these curse stones are somehow connected to the 7 mysteries of Honjo. It's a tough story to swallow, but I don't see a reason to doubt you either. We figured out the strange occurrences happening around here recently are connected to these curses. To get the situation under control, we've been searching for the curse bearers to confiscate their curse stones. Do you have any information that might help us? That's tough. I never expected curses and other mumbo-jumbo to play into this all. But if we're talking about some shady characters, there was this middle-aged fellow I saw on South Gesu Street. He had an average build. He was anxious, like he was searching for prey. Boss, what do you think? Well, a certain location it could have been Hideki Arashi. We already got his curse stone. Impressive, you two are working quick. Did you see anything else? Not that I can remember. That's a shame. You've seen characters look like they might be carrying a curse stone. It'd be a huge help if you let us know. Absolutely. I'll let you know if I find anything. Richter, perhaps you could lend a hand on our case too. There's a number of people we can't track, and finding missing persons happen to be your specialty, no? I hate to disappoint you, but I'm busy enough with this case. The fate of my clients is what keeps me afloat. I have to prioritize requests by the order in which they come. I see. Well, I can't say that's not fair. What do you need a private investigator for anyway? Cops should have plenty of bright folks to do at the job. True, but this is an ordinary case we're dealing with here. By the way, that reminds me, Richter. Yes? You said the person who used to live here died last week. You wouldn't be referring to Michio Shirahashi by chance. You knew? I thought so. Seems like we're here for the same reason then. Seriously, Michio was involved with curses and magic? Strictly speaking, the curse part isn't our concern. We're looking at Yoshimi's case. Yoshimi? Oh, right. Hajime Yoshimi's. That's right. He died on the job. I'm sure you've heard of it. I heard. It was the most unfortunate loss. There's a chance there's a connection between Hajime Yoshimi of the juvenile division and Michio. Well, hold on. Let's focus on Michio for a second. You think you got something to do with the kidnapping? Talk about unforeseen developments. Exchanging information should prove mutually beneficial. I'll tell you what I know, but in turn I want the full scoop on your findings concerning Michio. Sure, to tell you the truth. More information exchange. All the characters are going to catch up. What? You believe Michio's ghost is the one who killed Mr. Donoichi? So he wasn't just mumbling nonsense? I mean, we haven't fully confirmed anything yet, but the testimonies we've heard and the evidence we found point in that direction. Testimony? You mean from those, psychic high schoolers? Didn't they also say there was a chance Michio hadn't killed herself? Wait, if that's all true then, did you figure something out? Kankichiro Iwai. Huh? Kankichiro Iwai. He'll be the next victim. We have to open the door to Shirahashi's house. We need to look inside. Wait, what's gotten into you? Boss. I'm sure the landlord would give us the key if we asked. Screw that. You know how long that could take? We can ask permission later. You're just gonna burst through the door? Richter? Hey, Richter, calm down. We can't just... You can't. He's a private investigator. He doesn't need a warrant. I don't think that's how that works. Take that, you crappy door. That's how you do it. Richter, get a hold of yourself. As you're still the same as always. Everyone, come quick. Look at this. Oh. We didn't smell that? Well, what's up with this room? Boss, there's a dead body in here. Well, could that be Michio's dad? Nah, he's her stepdad at best. If that, it's gotta be the body of Kankichiro Iwai. There's no doubt about it. This man's a goner. He's gotten real messed up. Looks like he's been like this for a while. I'd say it happened last night. Ariel, did you find Jonoichi's body in the same state? It looks like he has a broken arm, so it's definitely the same way. Now that you mention it, it looked as though Kohai Jonoichi had died from a number of heavy blows. What do you suggest, investigator? It was Michio Shirahashi. She's alive. She used the power of the curse to get back at the man who ruined her life. That's ridiculous. It's just that she actually revived? It's got to be that. And she's alive, then... Then what? Oh my god, you had to interrupt it when it got good. My apologies for interrupting. I know. You just arrived at an interesting plot point. Do you really think a dead girl is going around taking revenge from beyond the grave? Consider this. What if Michio Shirahashi had never died? But seeing as you've come this far, I'm sure you already know the truth, don't you? And so I would have you answer me a question. I'm going to say before I do anything. I have time powers. Where in Honjo was Michio Shirahashi at the hour of 8 o'clock this morning? 8 o'clock this morning. I'm gonna say the school. Wait, hold on. Give me 1 second. Because we found the body. He was already messed up. It was either the school or this house. Let's see. I see. So that's what you think. The second one, we can say what you know, choose again, shall we? Oh, okay. At Yako's house? Very well. Congratulations, you are correct. It was Yako's house. You got it wrong one time. Oh, it's a trivial matter. It means you reach the conclusion to the cause of death. I'm just curious here. Just because I'm this type of person. Yeah. I had some foresight. I don't know. As expected, you got it in one go. Yeah, of course. I'm very good at this type of stuff. Well, the cause of death was such, was it not? The cause of death was such, was it not? You must have noticed some time ago. Let's get back to the story then, shall we? I've taken up quite enough of your time. And right back to it. Thank you for confirming that with me. So that's the interesting thing though. Michio, at 8 o'clock this morning, was at Yako's house. What? So you really think Michio Shirahashi is alive? You just think it through and it all becomes obvious. It tracks, but do you really think that girl could have managed all of this? First of all, Ariel, go report this to HQ. Understood. I'll get on it right away. I'll start investigating this place. It sure isn't lacking the stuff that needs a good looking at. There's a bunch of photos of the same person pasted on the wall over there. Oh no, hold on. These photos. These are all of Fumishika Nejima. Gross. Yeah, that's why I was thinking, god dang, this gross looking guy. Really? Come to think of it, he was in the papers a lot back in the day. Oh, there's more pasted up over here. These are all cut out from newspapers and magazines about the Nejima murders. This is also like, this is a ritual there. Something like a piece of cloth, something written on it, and candles all over. I don't get it. Why the weirdo shrine? Let's keep looking around. This drawer is real old. Eva Spectre. Mind if I look inside? Huh? I mean, in normal cases, only police would be allowed to touch things, right? That kind of went out the window once you broke the door in, my friend. Right. Ariel isn't here, so let me take a look at it. Oh god, I punched my mic, I'm sorry. There's just clothes in here. Not much variety either. Can't say they were big spenders. Well, I was hoping to find a kind of talisman here. but I guess we're not so lucky. I see. Thank you anyway. There's nothing wrong to confirm his identity. By the looks of him, I'd say he's kind of Kichiro Iwai. You've seen him before? I heard he had a criminal record, so I assumed he wouldn't have held a respectable occupation. Is this what a curse does to a person? Ma'am, it'd be better not to look too closely. It's amazing. Ma'am, maybe we'd better if we call the cops for you. Cruel is what it is. It's off-putting to look at, but I can't help but wonder what in the world this is. They're magic runes. They're used in Western black magic rituals. Most of the time they're used as imitations, though I wouldn't get too excited about it. Oh my, who knew the chief inspector was such an expert on the occult? I just chanced upon that information. That girl with the spirit sense we mentioned, she's pretty well informed on the subject. Someone was attempting to perform Western black magic in this place. Pretty absurd if you ask me. Of course, the person in question was dead serious about it all. Western black magic. It looks like things spread around here have been like this for a while now. This ritual, or whatever, was something he attempted up to recently. Many of the neighbors mentioned having heard strange, mantra-like noises coming from here during the night. You'd think Iwai was the one chanting? Hard to say. Could have been one of those Shirahashis as well. If we look through these books in the back, we might learn whatever it is they were trying to do. But the window and storm shutter closed. No light gets in here at all. It's pitch black. The neighbors mentioned they started to keep the house shut like this not long ago. It's the same man in every picture. Is that Fumichika Nejima? Wow, this is quite the spectacle. I don't think I'll ever manage to erase this from my mind. Don't worry, Richter. You're quite the spectacle yourself. You mean to compare me with the likes of a bizarre criminal? These aren't just cut from publications. They've snapped a number of shots of their own. They must have admired him. Why else would they have collected so many pictures? Whatever the case, it certainly were obsessed. Beads on the ground as well, like shaman beads. Look at these. Pictures of Fumichika Nejima cut out from newspapers and magazines. Whoever put these up was obsessed. I wonder what their intent was. You'd think the Shirashis are somehow connected to Nejima's case? Perhaps they did this to not forget a grudge or something. It's crazy to think Nejima might be involved in all this too. You think he might have had anything to do with the body here? Maybe. The man's already out on parole. He's a curse bearer with a cursed stone now. He announced that from sundown today he'll be going on a killing spree. Oh dear. There's an emergency search underway as we speak, but no one's yet managed to get a hold of that guy. So, he hasn't changed his ways. That doesn't bode well. To tell you the truth, the lady here isn't completely much unconnected from the Nejima murders either. You don't say. That's right. We talked about it last night. 20 years ago, I found the hand in Sumida River that brought the incident to light. You don't say. You were the kid from back then? You were really brave. You did a real great deed. Were you the detective I spoke with? I had no idea. What a reunion. See you two have met before. Fancy that. I've been worried that Fumichika Nejima might bear resentment towards you, ma'am. You might be right. Unfortunately, that arsehole is quite the resentful type. Oh dear. That arsehole. I wonder who put the idea into his head. And now he's got a one-sided read too. He's trying to massacre the people of Honjo at sundown. Seriously? On top of that, he's been itching to get revenge on me as well. Of all the things the man's gone threatened to kill my daughter. Dang. And that's quite the threat. Certainly can't afford to stay put here. If Rucker wants to get us all antsy, when I finally get to arresting him, it'll be with a cool head. And I can give him the pleasure, huh? Well, if Iwai and Fumichika Nejima have anything to do with each other, then this room might hold a clue to Nejima's location. Let's hope so. The person who put all these photos up must have been obsessed with Nejima. They might have added some relation to Nejima's victims. Or perhaps it was the opposite? The opposite? What if it wasn't loathing, but admiration? But then... What do you say, Chief? Would you let me look through it if I wore gloves? Well, it's not like I'm any help with foreign languages. Go ahead. Thank you. There seems to be a book on Western black magic. The same runes are written here, alongside detailed descriptions of the procedures. Suppose you'd call these grimoires. It's all a bunch of nonsense if you ask me, though. You'd think this EY guy was studying them. Perhaps to form some kind of ritual? There are a bunch of handwritten notes beside the grimoires. Whoever it was, they were serious about this. EY doesn't look the type to be into this stuff, but you shouldn't judge a book by its cover. But why would he be studying black magic? I'm genuinely thinking, the stepfather was studying black magic. Is it in a weird way? Is it possible that he wanted to bring Michio back? But I mean, I just couldn't imagine that because he was an abusive stepfather. So I mean, why would he want to bring his daughter back? Unless he has some deep love he just never mentioned. According to the materials, this here rune is for the restoration of youth. As he's trying to become young again. Or never mind that, probably that. There's over here seems to be black magic related to resurrection, or maybe not. Each one of these spells requires a human sacrifice. Talk about dangerous. Resurrection. Like the right? I guess no matter what part of the world, people will turn to a cult for similar reasons. This sliding door leads to the kitchen. It barely fits the frame. What is it? This looks like a journal. Probably EY's. A journal. His writing is surprisingly thorough. Almost as if he was writing a report for someone. Oh, wow. Now this is something. What is it? What did he write? This is quite the find. Let me give you a summary. So, this Kankichiro Iwa fellow, he'd been searching for a spell to restore youth for years. So he was into black magic from the start. He believed if he could learn to successfully perform the spell, he could then use it to earn a fortune. To tell you the truth, seems that he was already getting funded after he acquired the grimoire. You don't say. This is starting to sound kind of familiar. But first, let's find out how he got his hands on this grimoire. Seems that Nejima told him where he could obtain the book when they were both in prison. What? That's nearly too much of a coincidence. Likely not coincidence. It seems like Hiwa took an interest in the Nejima murders after it made the news. He admired him rather passionately. You might even say he worshipped the man. Worship? Nejima of all people? There was a time when students were itching to rebel. Anyone who did something to shake the world was bound to gather admirers. EY had been collecting these photos ever since that time. And since he just so happened to land in prison at the same time as Nejima, he made sure to get into contact. This is a lot. I mean, even having it all laid out like this. The thought of Nejima being involved with these grimoires is staggering. I don't think we've ever had anything pointing to that. What's the connection? To be honest, it's a shock to me too. For years, we've been scratching our heads over the motives behind the Nejima murders. Yep, it's been a mystery to us all from the very start. Oh no, wait just 1 minute. Do you think? No way. Are you saying? That's right. The murders might have been for a ritual. He was attempting to perform black magic. The instructions written down for the sacrificial offering match up exactly with the acts carried out by Nejima. You've got to be kidding me. That sadistic crap he was doing all that for black magic. That's what the evidence suggests. However, Nejima tried to do some type of resurrection ritual, but EY had different motives. Chief Inspector, you might think this is all stuff of fantasy, but that doesn't refute that Nejima and EY were both acting in earnest. This is back insane. You're telling me that nut job did all this for some hokey pokey resurrection? Crap, resurrection. That means there must have been someone Nejima wanted to bring back to life. Dang, that's it. That has to be it. Hell, it all makes sense now. What is it? So, about the Nejima murders, there's some information that's been kept from the public. Go on. We broke into his house and arrested him. We also found a baby. A baby? It was a girl. She was about 6 months old. She was covered in filth. She looked so sick and weakly. We called the medics right away. If we were a second later, I'm sure the girl would have died. But so, was Nejima the father? He told us he found her under a bridge. He found her. She was abandoned. I've heard of parents threatening to leave their child under a bridge as a threat, but to think it really happens. I suppose there are those cases with the dead newborns found stuffed in coin lockers, so it's not without precedent. Whatever the case, we never found out the truth. But there was one rumor from back then that I could never get out of my mind. And it's starting to sound more likely now. Well, I'm sure this isn't the first time you've heard of it. Many believe Nejima was guilty of more crimes than got convicted. Back then, a lot of girls went missing. Yeah, I remember all of that. Among the high school girls that might have been murdered, or maybe I should say, sacrificed, was a girl who was pregnant. Goodness, that's horrific. He killed her and dismembered her body. And we thought maybe the baby we found is what he pulled out from inside her. Don't misunderstand me. There's a lot of speculation on top of more speculation here. But I for one never believed that man would just take a baby and he found under a bridge. I'm feeling sick. Stay strong, ma'am. I know this is hard to hear. Like I said, don't take that to be the full truth. We were running on speculation back then. Not this whole resurrection magic is coming to play. We should consider the possibility it was his child, and that maybe he was trying to revive whoever the mother might have been. It's just a theory, but my life would be a tad easier if it were true. And that's an interesting thought. If there's anyone Nejima would want to resurrect, a deceased wife is as good as any. The fact that he obtained a curse stone suggests he has an interest in the right of resurrection. Dang, you're right. And here I was thinking that he was only after the curse power to massacre. Chief Inspector. Yeah. What happened to the child? Without a birth registration on the file, best we could do was find the girl some suitable foster parents. If it was decided to keep the circumstances secret for the sake of the child's future, well, I'm glad she was taken care of. Don't mean to derail the conversation, but there's still more written inside EY's journal. We know EY had managed to obtain the grimoire thanks to the advice he got from his idol, Nejima, while in prison. After conducting research and gathering more information, he determined he had a chance to get rich quick. Right. He thought he could make some money if he could successfully use rejuvenation magic. Correct. Turns out someone gave him the idea. And get this. It was the one and only queen and chairwoman of Hihaku Soaps herself, Natsui Yamamori. Wait, the chairwoman of Hihaku Soaps? So that's where this leads. Here, read what he wrote. The queen of Hihaku has a strange fear of growing old. Her fear of death is even worse. If she does die, she wishes to be revived, and she will spend whatever it takes to preserve her beauty. Magic, rituals, and rites. She uses whatever means necessary. Her tenacity is unbelievable. She was apparently investigating money into any research on resurrection, the restoration of youth and the like. But she would even throw her money at the occult. The place's greed will take you. Well then, that brings us to Hideki Arashi. She presumably funded his research into the rite of resurrection as well. That's what all point towards. I wouldn't be surprised if the witch of Hihaku pounced at the rumors of the rite of resurrection. It's starting to sound likely. It might also be why she's spreading the rumor about having godly powers. It's convenient coverage for if she does become young again. Godly powers. What's that all about? You can ignore that. Either way, I think EY took the payment he was getting for his research to seduce a family into taking him in to keep a low profile. The Shirashi family, Michio and her mother, Toshiko, were just as unlucky marks. And this is where you get involved. You feeling steady, ma'am? Huh? This has something to do with me. I think I'm starting to get this. It's all starting to actually link up quite a lot. No, you can't mean. You realize then, perhaps. There we go. Yep, that's exactly it. Iwan moved in with the Shirashis to practice his magic. He needed to sacrifice to perform his youth restoration spell, but that meant extracting the life force from someone young. Oh no, of course. An awful man. So it was Iwai, this man. Iwai worshipped Nejima, so he must have also despised Nejima's detractors. Not to mention he was captured and sent to jail once before. Surely had a bone to pick with the police. So when he realized he had a chance to both avenge Nejima, embarrass the police, and acquire a living sacrifice at the same time, fuck, Got it. You kidnapped Haru Shigemu's son, Shigemu's son, and managed to score 3 birds with 1 stone. I'm sorry. You're telling me then that a word man, he never had the intention of returning my child? I thought there might have been a reason why the kidnapper seen me mocking the police. He never wanted money. His aim was to emulate the force. It all makes sense. He must have been using Michio to lower your boy's defense, and then kidnapped him on his way back home. And man, he took Shuichi. Man, please calm down. I understand, but you must remember to breathe. You don't understand. You have absolutely no idea what I'm going through. This isn't a joke. I would expect the police to understand. You'll never understand. Living sacrifices was a stupid idea from a stupid little man. Okay, ma'am, let's just take a moment to breathe. Why don't we go get some fresh air? I can't believe this. This is... I feel bad for her. I've noticed that. Chief, I think it's best we take our leave. Before we go, there's one more important piece of information noted in this journal. Oh? Iwan got in contact with Nejima last year, after Nejima was released on parole. He provided him with accommodation and financial support. Is that so? He managed to find a hideout for Nejima to stay in. Dang it. If anything, rather than use his money to support the Shirashis, seems most went to Nejima instead. If Nejima's lurking around anywhere at the moment, it's probably in that hideout. Did he write where it is? Unfortunately, no. Not that I can tell. But it seems Michio knew where it was. She never met with Nejima in person. She was made to go in and clean up among other things. Good as that information, the girl's already dead. Wait, no, she's alive. That's right, Michio Shirashi is alive. If you could find her and get her to talk, you can get her to spill the beans on his hideout too. Investigator, I'm asking you. I should be going. Lady's not well. There we go. This guy. Oh, Jesus Christ. I'll read this another time, but oh my God. Crazy how that all links up, doesn't it? I think we might be coming towards, not the end of the game, but I'd say about like 2 more or another episode. And like, we're going to reach the end, I guess, yeah. You feeling better now that we've gotten you some fresh air, ma'am? I'm fine. Suddenly finding out who the kidnapper was really made me lose my wits. He managed to solve the kidnapper case by pure luck here. You're right, but Richter, I feel grateful towards Michio. Because she killed the kidnapper. There's that too. But it's for something else. If Michio was the one killing all these people, then she must have acquired quite a sizable amount by now. Soul drinks, I mean. Hey, Richter. Whether the kidnapper's dead or alive, it doesn't mean a thing. Revenge won't bring my boy back. And if Nejima is planning to cause a massacre to collect soul dregs, then all the better. I won't give up on resurrection. You already knew she had kind of a screw loose, but dang it. So, I'm counting on you. And there we go, we unlock 2 things here. To follow the detective story and following their story, Haru and the detectives and the private detective. Jesus, I don't know why I can talk. Okay, I will end it right there because these will last for quite a while. We already got a pretty good stopping point. But man, things are really coming together now. Things are really coming together. I'm still trying to find this detective's voice. Like I'm sorry if you heard that changing multiple times while I was doing dialogue. I'm trying to find a good voice for him. I'm trying to go for like that deeper, gruffer voice. I think that fits his character a lot. And of course, for this guy to give him like a country accent for no reason. I don't know, I just feel like it fits. But yeah, no, I'm really enjoying this game. I'm really still like, I feel like this time, obviously there's a lot of reading still, but I felt like we're finally getting like a climax point of the story. Of finally getting, we were getting a lot of, to say, staples laid down. A lot of stakes laid down to the tracks or whatever. And now we're actually getting the train going. It feels like stuff is actually starting to push forward. And we're starting to know the story. And where we're heading next. And then we have an objective and a goal. Rather than just running around getting a bunch of different information and lore dumps. So it feels really good, I gotta say. And I'm still loving the game, period. Just because the music and art style is wonderful. But yeah, I'm just really enjoying this. But anyway, I will not yap your ear off. As always, thank you all so much for watching. I sincerely appreciate you all. And farewell for now.